Transform!
Out of the box, the CYMA AKs-74U comes with a one Bakelite coloured high-capacity magazine with a winding wheel on the base. This is my blue tape, don't you worry about that. And one big, fat, 1200 amp, 8.4 volt NIM battery. This motherfucker is huge, and there is a place for it. And there is even more space actually, which I'll get to in a second. This is probably one of the best guns for battery storage. I don't think, besides maybe, you know, those generic M4 stocks with the butterfly batteries in. But other than that, this is probably the best. This sling here, not included with the gun as it's stock. This is my sling. I bought this separately and put it on there. It works with other slings as well, obviously. It's got one rear sling point here, and one sling point at the front here, a small ring, which is attached to the foresight. At the end of the rifle is a amplifier, and under the amplifier is a thread for the amplifier. But if you take that threaded piece off, there is a standard counterclockwise thread for airsoft guns underneath. Safety, there is a safe, fully automatic, and semi-automatic. The bolt does not rack all the way back, it just stops here, just shy of the fire selector. But there is a adjustable hop up here, which you move by pushing this piece forwards and back. This is not the correct hop up. I changed this because I was using something slightly different on the end of the gun and the barrel was too long, so I thought instead of replacing the barrel, I'm just going to add a different hop up so I can change between the two of them relatively quickly. The gun is almost made entirely of metal. There is not a single piece that I have found which is plastic, besides the pistol grip, which is actually accurate as it would be plastic on the real thing. There's some light scratching where the selector switch is, but that happens with every AK. The screw that holds in the fire selector will come loose over time, but all you have to do is pop this cap off and tighten it back up and it'll be fine. Since it's a S-74U, there is a button here which you can press, which releases the mag, which releases the stock even, for you to fold forwards. And there is a hook just here. You press down and it locks into place. And then you have a stockless AK. To put the stock back to its correct positioning, all you have to do is pull back on this piece here, which releases the stock. Careful, because sometimes it'll bite your finger, and snap it back into place, and it locks like that. I've had no trouble with this stock before. It's never not closed, it's never stayed open. It's exactly what you want it to do, when you want it to do. It's comfortable as well. Internally, well, to reach the internals, press this button here on the back of the dust cover. This lifts up, it's on a hinge joint here by the at the end of the front iron sight, rear iron sight block even. There is a connector switch, connector here, as well as the fuse. And then the cool part, remember our battery, which is about the same size as the whole receiver? This slots all the way down into the gun and almost disappears. So you could have realistically two huge batteries in it, one being used and one is spare. So if you run out mid-game, pop open the dust cover, unplug it, switch the batteries around. And this is actually ingenious because if you take the top hang off, there you go, you can see the battery again, and it goes all the way out to where the gas tube would be on a real AK, which is probably the most ingenious battery storage I've ever seen on an airsoft gun. It's definitely very cool. The entirety of the handguard is real wood and comes off really easy. I did, however, have trouble with the threaded block under the amplifier, as it was extremely difficult to remove. But that was just an issue I've had with mine. No one else seems to have had that problem, so I guess I'm just unlucky. Now we can get to the fun part, if I put it back together correctly.
Da se čuje druga strana, sve dok negde preko nije došlo do promene plana. Danas posle ratova, protesta i promena, demokrati, internet i novih tehnologija, borbe za prava i slobodu govora, posle svega sve je opet isto kao nekada. I dalje su na vlasti lažovi Mario.
As well as being a hell of a good shot and also consistent as hell on the FPS test, it also has, well, it also comes with a sight mount piece here for this bit, which this is actually a CYMA one, but I've heard that it works with every other sort of one of these AK sight mount. It also works with Zeneco parts. This is Zeneco B11 Handguard. So this would go on here, and it just works. I've had no issues with it. I've had no jamming stoppages. I've taken it apart several times, put it back together, it still works fine. No damage other than very cosmetic stuff like scratches on the parts that would get worn, like this piece here, and also the fire selector switch here. Other than that, it's perfect. However, saying that, I've just remembered the iron sights on mine are wonky as shit. So the rear iron sight is off at an angle by like a fair bit. I'm not sure if you can see on camera. It's going down at the back here. It's coming closer to us than it should be. So if I try and use the iron sights, I'm always shooting really off target. And it's not that I've done anything to this piece here, it's just genuinely how it came, which sucks, but then again, optic. So overall, coming in at under 200 pounds at either 120 to 180 range, I got it for 160. This CYMA AK-74U is possibly one of the best guns. I would rate it 1 Russian poggers out of Slav being beaten up by a dog, and 9 out of 10. Well, 9.5 out of 10. It could have been a 10, but sadly it came with a really crap charger. You know, one of them ones you just need to throw away because it'll burn out your batteries. I've got a LiPo charger, so I've been using that, and it works fine. Other than that, pretty much perfect gun. Nearly all metal, no issues with it. Very minor paint chipping on places that wear anyway, so it doesn't matter. Very interchangeable parts, very well made. Issue with the iron sight, but I think that might just be mine. Yeah, very much perfect. 9.5 out of 10. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video, whether it be me playing shit video games, or me shooting people with BB guns, or airsoft guns, or maybe another review, or maybe something completely different entirely. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time.
Sjećam se kad su bila samo 2 kanala, politika se čitala i pila cek kafa. Gledao se dnevniku polosa svakog dana, tamo uvek ista priča, uvek jedna ista banda. Tad je bilo lako da se širi propaganda, narod je verovao u reči sa ekrana. Nije bilo mesta da se čuje druga strana.